Hey book fighters, it's Wednesday. This past week I've been reading Dune by Frank Herbert, which I'm going to start off by saying Dune is an excellent book. It's very well written. The plot is good and it's interesting and the world is really, really awesome. But the characters, at least to me, it wasn't so much that I didn't like any of them, but I didn't even dislike any of them. I just literally did not care about any of the characters. I found Lady Jessica interesting, but I really didn't care about her. So if I'm the type of person that if I'm reading a book and I don't care about the characters, no matter how good the plot is, I can't care about the story. So it was very difficult for me to get through this, and I was to the point yesterday where I was probably about that far. I was like roughly halfway through, and I was like, okay, I could go through and read this solid and not do anything else for the next 24 plus hours and possibly finish it, possibly not. But I knew that if I forced myself to do that, since I was right on the edge between enjoying Dune and not enjoying Dune, I knew that if I did that, I wouldn't enjoy it. And because this is a really good book, I want to enjoy it. It's one of those books that I'm like, I really want to like this book. So, in the interest of not ending up hating it, I decided I would rather just read as far as I got, which wasn't much further, and take the punishment, and yeah. And then I do intend to finish it at some point. So when I do finish it, I'll probably mention that in my video. Because, I mean, like I said, it is a really good book. So I do definitely want to finish it. It just, I don't want to pressure myself, and I don't want to make... I mean, I do want to pressure myself, but not to the point where it started feeling like it was a school assignment. Because that's just never fun. So, yeah. I wanted to still be able to enjoy Dune and enjoy book fighters. So I decided, you know what? I'll just take the punishment. Dune is not the only book that I'm like, this is a really good book, but I just can't get through it. Other books like that, Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings. I absolutely adore Lord of the Rings. Books, the movies, I love the movies. I've seen them a bajillion times. It's because of those movies that I am where I am today. But yeah, books, I love them. I read them. I love reading about my favorite bits to read are In the House of Tom Bombadil, and for some reason, Houses of Healing chapter. I just really like that chapter, even though I haven't read like all the stuff in between there. I have tried to read The Fellowship probably at least 10 times, and I've never really gotten much farther than Moria. I'm pretty sure I've never gotten them even as far as the Balrog. So it's like, yeah. But I love the book. I mean, it has good plot. I really like the characters, so it's not the same problem as Dune. The problem with Lord of the Rings, for me, and why I can't get through it, is while the story is good, there's all those other little details, which I absolutely love. I'm the sort of person that I love having little details about the world, but a lot of times they get in the way of the story. They're not just presented, they're more like told to you, which was one thing I really appreciated about Dune. And also it did make it more difficult. You had to like figure out the things. There's never a point in Dune, at least that I came across, where they're just like, and this is the history of this, even though you know that history is there. It's, yeah. So yeah, but I love Lord of the Rings. I have, like Dan, I have the big, huge copy. I also have individual paperbacks of all three. I have The Hobbit. I have Children of Yarn. I just got this. It's The Legend of Sigurd and Gudrun. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that. I have The Silmarillion. I have not everything, but I have a lot. I love Lord of the Rings. I really do. I can't get through it. At some point for book fighters, I'm intending to read The Hobbit, at least. But yeah. I don't know what else I can say in response to the definite specific question. That is, like, the influence, how we should appreciate Lord of the Rings, at least because of its influence, other than to say that I completely agree with that. Yeah, I do. Okay, so I didn't finish Dune, so I will be being punished for that. So you guys are gonna fun. Now I guess you have to come up with 2 punishments. I'm not sure exactly how this is gonna work. Having 2 people being punished the same week. Like, does everybody now need to come up with 2? Except for me and Dan, we only come up with 1 for each other. I don't know. But I was actually really glad, Dan, when I saw you didn't finish, because already at that point I was at the point like, I don't know that I'm gonna get Dune done. I don't think I can get through this. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna be the first one to be punished. And I wasn't, so thank you for that, Dan. My punishment for you is to have a live show on the website of your choice, be that Tiny Chat, Blog TV, live stream, Ustream, whatever, in which you read out loud, from cover to cover, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, except in English. This is the Welsh one, because I don't have it in English. I have Sorcerer's Stone, but I wanted to hold up the one with the same cover art, so, yeah. This, but in English. Cover to cover, all the way, straight through. No, like, I'm gonna take a break for an hour and then come back. Like, you can take brief pauses, but pretty much you have to read it the whole way through, because it does need to be a punishment. And I checked, the audiobook is like 8-ish hours, which is not too horrible. I was gonna have you do Deathly Hallows. That would have been bad. Or Order of the Phoenix. So I decided on this one, so it's like, you know what, still doing 8 hours. That's still a lot of talking straight through. So yeah, that's my punishment idea for you. And for next week, I will be reading The Graveyard Book. And Katie, I will see you tomorrow.